What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you so much to each and every single one of you for making this channel possible. Also, happy Memorial Day. God bless our fallen warriors that fought to protect our rights and freedoms, which clearly some people out there are taking for granted and don't appreciate. I, for one, do, because my grandfather of German descent fought for the U.S. Army as an Army corporal in World War II. May God have mercy on his soul for all eternity. Thank you to our fallen warriors, and God bless our military families. With that being said, if you like what you see and you enjoy the content, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, as we broke 500 subscribers recently. Thank you so much to all of you for helping this channel to grow. Also, a special shout out to my eBay customers. If you're interested in any of the cards that I make available on my eBay account is called the Carolina Collector 001. You could pick up some of the Mitchell & Ness cards that I've opened up here on the channel and some other random sports cards. I do have to do a relist because I did sell some more cards over the weekend, and being that it's Memorial Day weekend, I haven't processed any of my orders yet. But if I find some time, I may process them and then drop them off at the post office. I usually update my channel here on YouTube with shorts when I do process orders, so that this way some of you that are here on YouTube can actually see when your orders are going out. This way everybody's up to date. It's a great way to promote your business and stuff like that. So to any of you that are my customers over on eBay, here on YouTube, I really appreciate your support. It helps to support the channel, and then I can buy things like this to review for you guys. I really, really, really appreciate it. So with that being said, there's a sucker born every day. What a way to start a video, huh? I'm not really going to bash this product, but it does have its flaws. So, I'm a guy. I'm 47 years old, man, and I care about my health, especially as I get older. I take a lot of supplements. I lost a ton of weight. Don't let these ideologues out there tell you that being overweight and obese is healthy. It is not. I lost 80 pounds. My triglycerides have gone down. My cholesterol has gone down, or at least my LDL cholesterol has gone down. I had to buy a whole new wardrobe. It does attract the opposite sex quite a bit. My pool of choices has increased significantly over the past few months. I have been tempted to date again. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's been a wild ride. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to get into my personal life, but oh my God, yikes. There's some real winners out there, if you catch my meaning, boys. With that being said, I like to take care of myself, man. I eat a lot better these days. I eat better foods. I try not to eat junk food. If I do eat snacks, it's all baked stuff, but I drink a lot of seltzer water. And my one niche thing that I love to drink are Monsters. That's my source of caffeine. Not sponsored, by the way, just like I'm not sponsored by Manscaped here. I bought this product on my own. And, I like to take care of my face, and I like to take care of the boys. I like to take care of the kielbasa and the meatballs, if you catch my meaning. So, I got several products that I use. I have a wall, nose, and ear trimmer. This thing is a really nice tool to use if you want to clean up your ears and your nose a little bit. I don't like that look of having ear hair hanging out of the side of your head. I think it's gross looking. That's just me. But I have a wall, beard, and mustache trimmer, which unfortunately you can't take into the shower. This thing is not waterproof, and I have to clean it regularly because the top of this thing does tend to rust, so I use a couple different brushes and silicone spray to clean it. But it's a decent beard and mustache trimmer. But like I said, it's got its limits. It's not waterproof. It's definitely not a Manscaped. I do have another grooming tool here, which is the Conair nose and ear trimmer. Not a bad tool. You got to be a little careful with this, though, inside your nose. You may slice and dice the inside of your nose, but it does work. It's not bad if you know what you're doing. And then I got the Manscaped 4.0, and arguably this is probably the best grooming tool that I have. You can take it in the shower. It's waterproof. It has a charging station that's wireless, and I've never had a problem with this thing. I mean, you can probably stay in the shower for like an hour and a half. And as a little footnote here, I know us guys get mad at women for being in the shower for so long. And after owning all of these grooming tools, in particular the Manscaped, if I'm going to mow the lawn, so to speak, I get why women stay in the shower for so long. So fellas, don't get mad at your ladies. You know, the reason why they're in there is because they're probably doing what we're doing. Even though, like, you know, once we mow the lawn, that's pretty much it until, you know, it's time to do it again. But women are very particular because they're trying to be attractive for us, and it makes them feel good. You know what I mean? It's good for their self-esteem, and it's good for us because, you know, well, the softer and more feminine a woman is, well, what do you think is going to happen? The old hunka-chunka. Trying to have a little fun with this video, folks. As you guys know, and I've said this before, I don't script my videos. I just say what I think. But the Manscaped 4.0 to me is a really, really good grooming tool. I love this thing, man. And then I saw they released the 5.0. And I have some gripes with this particular grooming tool. We'll take a look at the box. I kind of took everything apart already. It's your typical Manscaped box. I think I paid like $100 for this thing. And nothing special about it. It's a Manscaped box. Pictures, photos, words, things. And then you open it up. You know, it's got like this book-like inside to it, of course. The gold standard of grooming. And it came with this little booklet that was in that sleeve right here, which I do have off camera, by the way. I'm trying to make it easy for myself. And it's very, very articulate as far as care and all of that stuff and how to use it and what not to do. It tells you how to clean it, what the LEDs are all about, blah, 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 words and pictures and things. So we'll get that off camera. I also bought a couple of replacement bits for this thing right here. Again, not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. Okay. And then we come to the star of the show. It comes in this really nice travel pack, which I really like. And you open it up. You have the charging brick and you have the USB-C charging cable. And then, of course, we have the trimmer itself. So I'm going to take this out of the carry case, and we're really, really going to dive into this thing because I got, oh boy, do I got a lot to say about this. So let me set this up for you guys. I like the travel case. The travel case is cool. Now we're going to compare this to the Manscaped 4.0. All right, so here's the 4.0, here's the 5.0. Not really much difference. I mean, there's some cosmetic differences between the two. You got the LED light right there, so when you turn this on, the LED comes on immediately. Same thing like with the 5.0. As soon as you turn it on, all right, this thing does not light up automatically. You have to press the button for that light setting, and then you press it again for the second light setting, and then the third time shuts it off. So there's a difference right there. This has an exposed USB-C port. Even though it says it's water resistant or waterproof, I would not take a risk, you know, bringing this into the shower with an open port like this. I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't like that. If water does happen to get in there and I haven't tried it and I'm not going to risk it, I prefer to have the 4.0 in that case because you can plop this right into the wireless charging station and it charges fairly quickly. So I don't know if you want to risk taking that inside of your tub and, you know, going to town. I mean, I like the different light settings and whatnot, but what's different about the 5.0, we're going to lay that down right there, the heads or the combs or whatever you want to call it actually has these settings on the inside or on the underside of them. So when you take a look, and as you can see, I've already experimented. Oh boy, do I have to get into the results of me actually using this thing. So it's got these numbers on there, and of course that's gauge settings as far as, you know, how thick or how close you want to make your cuts and whatnot. And of course these do slide up and down just like with the 4.0, which is cool. Very easy to do, you know, about 2 or 3 clicks. And that's awesome. That I like. Because the 4.0 does not have that. Even though you can adjust it, it doesn't have the numbers on the bottom, unfortunately. like the 5.0 does. So that's one thing that I do like. You know, that you don't make a mistake. You just obviously use your eyeballs, and you can see 2 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 6 millimeters, etc., etc., right? So that's cool. That I like. The trimming blade itself, I'd still be careful how close you get to yourself, because otherwise you're going to turn your junk into Freddy Krueger's face. You don't want that. If you do need to put new blades on, which I did buy an extra blade set for this thing, I do have it right there. It's very easy to do. I believe this comes off in one shot. Very easy to do, very easy to clean. Highly recommend you get in there with a brush and clean all that out, so that this way it doesn't get all gunked up and gross. You know, obviously, you know, we're talking about your baby maker here, boys. You know, so you want to make sure you keep your baby maker clean. And good sanitation, man, always helps. So, if that's one thing I can't stand, is trying to get this thing back on. I'm doing this off camera here, so it gets a little temperamental to put it back on. So you're supposed to, let me do this on camera so you guys can see. You're supposed to take the head. Of course, I'm on camera, so it's not going to want to work with me here. Come on now. You got to get the back part in there first. It can be a little stubborn, and then click it in place. There we go. Hey, YouTube. YouTube luck. But yeah, the head clicks in place, and it's just another version of Manscaped trimmer when it comes to the basic general setup. Now, again, like I said, it's got the USB-C port on here. It's a shame that it does not have the charging station that stands up, because it actually saves you space on your countertop. So, like, I'm going to pan the camera down here a little bit. All right, I'm going to take out my other grooming tools here. So, you know, you don't want all this. Like, I actually have, like, a little plastic holder for all my stuff, so it's separate and out of the way. With the exception of the 4.0, which has a charging station that stands upright like this. So this takes up a lot less space. The only thing is, of course, you have to, at least for me, I have it plugged real close to my wall receptacle, so I don't have wires all over the place. And I just bought on eBay a 1-foot USB-C by USB-C, and also a USB by USB-C 1-foot cable to see which one works better, so that this way I don't have extra overhang with the wire in my bathroom. And plus, I think it's a lot safer to do it that way. But, you know, when you stand this up, it doesn't take a lot of space. But now you want to lay out your grooming tools, this is what you deal with. So that's one thing I don't like. I mean, again, like I said, I do have a plastic container for all this stuff that I can get everything out of the way. I have a 2-tier mesh shelf that I bought at Target. That works really well. That keeps all that stuff nice and organized. But I just don't like this open USB-C port. I don't like that at all. Especially if you're going to use it in the shower. Any exposed electronics like this, you don't want to put underwater, at least to me anyway. And then we come to the horror show of this, and this is where I feel like a sucker, and why I probably wasted my money buying this thing. Not saying it's a bad trimmer, because, again, you can use it just like the 4.0 with these two combs or bits or guides or whatever you want to call them, is this thing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I have a lot to say about this thing. Now, I did this for you guys. I mean, like I said, I had to mow the lawn recently anyway, but this right here was the selling point for the 5.0. And let me tell you, this thing is the equivalent of a chainsaw. It really is. I use this on myself, and let me tell you, it was the worst experience I ever had. All right, that's how it gets hooked up. You could probably use this like on if you're like one of them guys that has hair on like weird spots, like on the back of your neck, for example, or maybe on your collarbone or something like that. Or maybe you shave your chest. Fine, it's a good tool to use in them areas. But let me tell you, I tried this on the baby maker and the twins, and on my pubic bone, and let me tell you, my junk ended up turning out to be like Freddy Krueger's face. This thing chopped me up so bad, I will never use this head again. And I actually bought a replacement just in case. But this thing sucks. This thing is so dangerous to use downstairs. I mean, with the 4.0, for you guys that are experienced with manscaping tool or any type of grooming tools, especially for your junk, you know, you got to be careful. And I've never really had issue unless you're doing some fine tuning. You know, I usually do it twice. Like I'll go and do the initial mow, and then after I'm done, you know, I'll come back, you know, the next day or something like that when I take a shower, and then I'll do some fine tweaking without the guide on here. And you got to be careful because you'll end up nicking yourself and tearing yourself to pieces. That rarely happens with this tool, at least for me. But if you use this with this head, it's got these two blades here, and then it's got like some mechanism in there that when you push down on it, it's going to trim you right to your skin. And let me tell you guys, this thing will destroy your junk. I have, I'm trying to find the words here because I want to be family friendly here on the channel. This thing will shred you to bits if you're going to use it on the boys, you know, and especially your baby maker. You got to be careful with this thing. I don't recommend, if you get the 5.0, I don't recommend using this particular head because it will ruin you. You know, I was in pain for about 2 or 3 days after using this SOB, and I will never use it ever again. Now, the trimmer in and of itself, yeah, I'll use because it's no different than the Manscaped 4.0. But again, the selling point was this, and this thing is just a nightmare. So you can remove the head, you can clean it and all of that stuff. You know, like I said, I got the replacement, got a replacement right here for that. It's real easy to pop out like you just saw me do it right there. It pops off, goes right back in with no problem. And then, you know, you pop the whole head off like so. Let me see here. Of course, YouTube luck. Got to grab it and then pop. The whole thing comes off. This thing right here is going to be your worst enemy. I don't recommend using this bit at all. Boys, I'm telling you now, if you're not careful with this, you are going to slice and dice your kielbasa and meatballs. You do not want that to happen. You know, I actually had to buy antibiotic cream to, you know, try to heal up a little bit. You know, I mean, it was really, really awful. This thing, it sucks. It just sucks. Again, it's a Manscaper. It's not a bad trimmer. I'm not going to bash the trimmer because the trimmer is not so bad. It's not the trimmer's fault. This thing here just it's awful. It's awful. I don't like it. It will rip you to pieces. I mean, if you want to fine tune, like if you're like a bodybuilder, or you go to the gym or something like that, and you want to show off, you know, your muscles and stuff like that. If you're that type of guy, you can use this to do that. Maybe. I haven't tried to shave my chest hair. I don't shave my chest hair. I'm sorry, man. I'm old school like that. I mean, I'll mow the lawn, but I leave my chest hair alone. But anyway, like I said, if you want to use this as a solo tool, that's fine. Again, I don't like that open USB-C port. That was a bad choice. I should have kept the charging station with this thing. Again, it's easy to clean. It's easy to maintain, easy to take apart. You can always buy replacement blades. Like I said, I got the replacement blade right here. But this right here is what ruins this product. I don't know what they were thinking with this. I guess they were trying to help us guys get an even closer cut. But all it does, it rips your hair out. It pulls, it tugs. You can actually cut yourself pretty bad with this thing if you use it downstairs if you're not careful. I do not recommend using this thing. It's a piece of trash. I don't like it. You know, these particular combs, I think that's what they call them in the book, or guides or heads or whatever you want to call them. They're really good. They're typical Manscaped combs. They're always temperamental to get on, of course, and it's YouTube luck that would happen. There we go. These are great. I like the fact that they're numbered. You know, it's no different than previous iterations of the Manscaped. But if you're going to get anything, I recommend the 4.0. The 4.0, to me, it's just straightforward. You know, it's got the charging station. There's no open ports or anything like that. And I like this a lot better. Will I use this? Yes, I'll probably use this as a separate grooming tool, you know, outside the shower. But this open port and this monstrosity, I would not use. That thing is just brutal. So what are my thoughts on this thing? The 4.0, in my opinion, is far superior. If you want to get this, it's up to you. But I'm not bashing Manscaped, but I think this was a step in the wrong direction. It's a step backwards. They should have kept the charging station and not have this. I think that was a cost-cutting tool in order to include this. I do like the travel case. The travel case is cool. That's awesome. I really like that. But these two things right here are just, it just doesn't make it worth it. But it's this godforsaken monstrosity right here that just really, really kills it. I don't know what they were thinking with this. It's like being shaven by Freddy Krueger's glove. You do not want to use this thing downstairs. If you do have this, or you're thinking about buying this, use extreme caution, boys. You will tear yourself to bits like I did. I did not enjoy that experience at all. And the 2 or 3 days after, until I healed, after trying to take care of myself, I used a lot of old school yellow Dial soap, the old school yellow bar, to make sure that I didn't get any infection or anything like that, and some antibiotic cream. I have healed up quite well, but no, I don't think so. I just don't think so. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about this thing. It's not worth it. I mean, if you're going to get it just for this, don't buy into this. It sucks. Get the 4.0. The 4.0 is a vastly superior groomer. I've never had an issue with this thing. It's one of my favorite grooming tools. And this thing is just, forget it. But with that being said, everyone, there you have it. If you enjoy the content and you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. And don't forget, check me out on eBay, the Carolina Collector 001. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. Until next time, I will see you soon.